about the dinner.
You, or say a word.
We'll call tonight's meeting to order. It is the regular city council meeting for Elginak, Tuesday, September 17th, 2019. Roll call, please.
Mr. Bembas?
Here.
Mr. Blair?
Here.
Mr. Gillis?
Here.
Mr. Martin?
Here.
Mrs. Meldrum?
Here.
Mr. Scarbeck? Mayor Stoneburner?
Here.
Mr. Scarbeck is absent.
I'd like to make a motion to excuse Jake Scarbeck due to vacation.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? All right. Councilman Scarbeck is excused. If we could all take a moment of silent prayer, please. And if everyone could please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
May I have a motion to approve our agenda?
I'll make a motion that we approve the agenda as presented.
Support.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? We've approved our agenda. We have no presentations this evening, so we'll go into public comments. Please remember to state your name, where you live, and you have 5 minutes to talk to us. We will listen.
Hi guys, it's been a while. And this is gonna be short and simple. I was at the, oh, that's right, yeah, I gotta give my name. Dawn Dave, 710 Smith Street. Thank you, sir. When they were working at skate park, I was up there for a little bit, not as much as other people were, but I was up there for a little bit. The boys that were up there, little, these aren't teenagers, these aren't kids who are part of an organization, they're a church organization, they're scouts. They went up there just because they skate up there. They went up there because of him, because they think he's awesome. They went up there on their own on a beautiful Saturday to help. So I had the kids write down their names on a sheet of paper when they kind of looked at me and I said, do what I tell you to do, write your name down. I do want to give the names of those kids because they deserve it. They put in a lot of work and I was really impressed with these boys. And their names are Mason Compton, Tegan Punk, Parker Caros, and I'm probably pronouncing these names wrong, but Matthew Falk, Hunter Phillips, Shane Soring, and Nikolai Wilson. These boys, with the exception of Tegan, and he's old, like what, 14-ish? All of them were younger than that. They were all around 10, 11 years old. And these boys worked. They painted, they scraped paint. They took a break every once in a while and skated, but they did a really good job for no other reason than that's where they hang out and they want to see it keep going. These boys were wonderful. And if they were here, we'd give them a round of applause. And I do want to see if there's some way that I can give you these names and we can do something for these kids. I got a little Dairy Queen ice cream cone gift cards, which they don't do gift certificates anymore. You actually have to buy a $3 gift card to give a kid a free ice cream cone. So that's all I wanted to say. These were great kids.
Thank you.
Mark Crothers, I live in Clay Township. I kind of wanted to piggyback on what she was just talking about. Some of the things, we were there, we got there about 9:30 a.m. I don't think I left till about 9 p.m. My mother, my father, my wife, my son were there. Like she said, there was a lot of kids there, most of them were the age of 12 and younger. Big problem is, I didn't see anyone from the city council except Rocky, right? We all talked about how we want to support the park, support the kids, support the community, I didn't see anyone there. Not to be too blunt, but I mean, I even think I seen the mayor drive by and wave, but didn't even stop, right? Meanwhile, during all this, I got little kids that are 10 years old, maybe younger, and I'm not gonna use their names, because they were talking to me in confidence. One kid in tears is telling me that he can't see the skate park going anywhere because that's the only place he feels safe, right? Says he goes to school, gets held down by other kids and beat up all the time. And the only place he feels comfortable is that little park over there that everyone kind of was shunning for the past few years, right? Want you guys to understand that, again, I keep saying it, but it's more than a skate park. It's a sanctuary for kids that might have bad home life, right? Might have issues at school, bullies, this and that, right? Seeing these kids' faces and how engaged they were at such a young age doing what they were doing, you don't see kids at that age doing things positive these days, right? They sit in a phone or they sit in a video game all day and sit in the house. These kids were out there scraping, taking direct orders from, adults, helping them, there was only a few adults there, but they were helping and they were learning, and I think, they were very excited, right? They got to put their name on it. October 13th and 12th, I got people that I'm paying for out of my pocket to come in from out of state to do artwork. The whole back wall is gonna say Algonac Skate Park, so it isn't gonna be slanderish or anything like that. There's gonna be some fun characters and stuff drawn. But one of the good things the artist came up with is we're gonna do a cloud on back of one of the ramps, and we're gonna have each one of those kids that was up there sign their name on that. And then we're gonna have them clear it. So in the next 15 years, when they come back, they can be there with their kids or their friends and kind of show that they had a big part in this, right? Want everyone to understand that we can't have that park go anywhere. I mean, this city seems to have enough bars and enough AutoZone type places. I think we need to have something that's for the kids because they are the future, right? And it's a lot more positive if they go there and do something than if they're getting into other things that we all know is out there, right? We don't have to speak on it, but we know it's out there. So I just want you guys to understand that, again, try to come out there, talk to these kids and see what's going on because they really, a lot of them were looking for other adults, other people. Seen myself, Nick Moran, Dawn Davey, her husband, right? We were there. There wasn't anyone else. So stop up there, talk to these kids. And another thing before I leave about the fence, I have a couple other friends that run skate parks and they also go to other skate parks. There's a new one in Detroit called Riverside. They don't have a fence there, and what they're seeing at night are people are jumping four-wheelers and dirt bikes and all types of things, and it's actually wrecking ramps. I think if we took the fence down here with the new golf cart and four-wheeler issue we have on the streets, it's gonna cause a lot of problems, right? People are going to drive on the ramps, I guarantee it's gonna ruin something we've put a lot of hard work into. So I think we need to probably leave that fence there. Working with a few people trying to get some lights put in. They might actually possibly be donated. So we're still working on some things, and then October 19th is a skate competition. So I'd like to see as many people there as possible and flyering and trying to get it out. I got other skate parks also promoting it as well. But that's what I had to say, so thank you for listening.
Thank you. Anyone else? All right. Next, we have our city manager's report. Mrs. Gerstenberg.
Thank you, Mayor Stoneburner. Short report this evening. I just wanted to let everyone know that we do have the North Channel Sturgeon Festival this weekend over in Clay Township. The Gobies will be there on Friday night, and the Meldrum Brothers. Live entertainment, there's a fishing tournament, there's fresh fish, carnival food, pancake breakfast, all sorts of kids' activities. They're trying to make this far bigger than it ever was in the past. So it goes September 19th through 21st, so that should be a big event for the community. I also wanted to bring to everyone's attention that our fire department recently was evaluated by the International Organization for Standardization. So this is something that happens every 5 years. They're called the ISO. And what they do is they evaluate a fire department for their ability to put out a structure fire based on national standards. And you can get a rating from 1 to 10. So the city of Algonac was classified as a 4, which is an absolutely excellent rating. We are in the top 17% out of over 1,600 Michigan fire departments. So congratulations to Fire Chief Doan and his firefighters and staff members for doing such an excellent job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we need a motion to approve our consent agenda.
Make a motion, we approve the consent agenda as presented.
Support.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye. Those opposed? Next, we do not have any unfinished business, so we'll go right into our new business. First up, we'll talk about reappointment of Diane Strevel to the Algonac Clay Library Board for a term ending October 1st, 2022. May I have a motion, please?
I move that we reappoint Diane Strevel to the Algonac Clay Library Board with a term ending October 1st, 2022.
Second.
Discussion. Oh, I'm
Diane
sorry.
does an excellent job
She,
on the
and
board.
she does want to continue on the board. She's indicated
Yes.
that to our clerk.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Those opposed? All right, Diane Strevel will remain on the library board until October 1st, 2022. Next, we're being asked to approve a resolution 2019-17 waiving penalties for untimely filing and non-filing of real property transfer affidavits. May I have a motion, please?
I make a motion to approve resolution number 19-17, waiving penalties on untimely filing and non-filing of real property transfer affidavits.
Support.
Discussion? This is something we've been doing all along, but we haven't formally waived it, so now we're just cleaning it up on the books. Is that correct, Mrs. Gerstenberg?
That is correct.
All those, roll call, please.
Mr. Blair?
Yes.
Mr. Gillis?
Yes.
Mr. Martin?
Yes.
Mrs. Meldrum?
Yes,
Mayor Stoneburner?
Yes.
Mr. Bembas?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next, we're being asked to approve emergency fire hydrant repairs in the amount of $2,451.10. This is for a fire hydrant that was at Smith's Field. May I have a motion, please?
Make a motion, we approve payments to the Cordes Brothers Trucking and Excavating, Inc., whose address is 6052 Scarborough Road, in the amount of $2,451.10.
Support.
Discussion?
I just want to say it was excellent that how fast our DPW and Chorus Brothers responded to that. As a person who was helping set up the pickerel tournament, it was a big worry the day that it was not working.
And that hydrant is the primary source of water for our Lions Pickerel Tournament, so we needed it for the vendors and the carnival.
Have we done any inspecting of the other fire hydrants? Because, cracking for pickerel tournaments one thing, but cracking if they were using it during a fire emergency, oh my goodness, that could have been a crisis.
Mr. Rembus, yes, the fire department does regularly inspect their fire hydrants. We believe this one probably froze with the bad winter that we had last year.
Okay, thank you.
Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Gillis?
Yes.
Mr. Martin?
Yes.
Mrs. Meldrum?
yes,
Mayor Stoneburner?
Yes.
Mr. Bembas?
Yes.
Mr. Blair?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next, we're being asked to award the contract for the sidewalk snow removal. It's that time of year again. May I have a motion, please?
No, nobody wants to make a motion about snow removal.
Then we won't have our snow removed.
Make a motion to award the 2019-2022 sidewalk snow removal contract to Mowing Madness.
Support.
Discussion?
Hopefully there's none to remove.
That would be nice. Our current contractor chose not to submit a bid, and we are going with the low bidder if it is approved. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Martin?
Yes.
Mrs. Meldrum?
yes,
Mayor Stoneburner?
Yes.
Mr. Bembas?
Yes.
Mr. Blair?
Yes.
Mr. Gillis?
Yes.
Motion carries.
And now we're being asked to award a contract for city-owned parking lot snow removal. It's that time of year. And yes, we will remove it from our parking lots, won't we, Corey? May I have a motion, please?
Motion to award the 2019 through 2022 city-owned parking lot snow removal contract to Maple Landscaping.
Support.
Discussion?
I just have a quick question. I know they're the low bidder, but would there any way behoove the city to use the same company to do both? What's the price variance?
Mrs. Gerstenberg?
The contracts were bid separately,
Okay,
so we got a low bid for one for the sidewalks and a low bid for the parking lot snow removal, so it really doesn't matter to use the same company
I see.
for both.
Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Meldrum?
Yes.
Mayor Stoneburner?
Yes.
Mr. Bembas?
Yes.
Mr. Blair?
yes.
Mr. Gillis?
Yes.
Mr. Martin?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next, we're being asked to introduce ordinance number 2019-05, amending Chapter 44 Utilities. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion that we introduce ordinance number 2019-05, amending Chapter 44 Utilities, Article 2, Water Division 1, generally, by adding Section 44-25, water meters, 44-26, use of meter, and 44-39, penalties, as presented.
Second.
Discussion?
I don't know if we need some clarification for any of for our citizens. Should we wrap this up in a small little clarification?
Well, this is, the proposed changes are suggested by our administrative staff, and they'll address certain issues that we've had as we go along in doing our business concerning our utilities. Its existing meters may not be moved because they are, existing meters may not be moved because they are installed in locations that are not accessible to meter readers. Individuals have tampered with and/or bypassed their water meter without penalty. Individuals who have had their water turned off for non-payment have turned their water back on without payment or penalty. And individuals have purposely blocked access to the water meter with their vehicle or other hindrance without penalty. And individuals have opened or connected to fire hydrants without city permission.
Thank you.
Any other discussion?
I'd like to thank the city manager for addressing my concern. If an individual fails to maintain or purposefully damages their water meter, they'll be charged for a new water meter. If a water meter fails on its own, the city will pay the cost of the replacement. Thank you.
Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Mayor Stoneburner?
Yes.
Mr. Bembas?
Yes.
Mr. Blair?
Yes.
Mr. Gillis?
Yes.
Mr. Martin?
Yes.
Mrs. Meldrum?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next, we're being asked to approve a payment of state-required water laboratory recertification fee in the amount of $2,734.19. May I have a motion, please?
I make a motion to approve the payment for Algonac Water Filtration Plant State-Required Recertification to EGLE, whose address is P.O. Box 306-757, Lansing, Michigan, in the amount of $2,734.29.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Mayor Stoneburner?
Yes.
Mr. Bembas?
Yes.
Mr. Blair?
Yes.
Mr. Gillis?
Yes.
Mr. Martin?
Yes.
Mrs. Meldrum?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next, we're being asked to approve the purchase of a water plant autoclave steam sterilizer in the amount of $1,843.70. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make the motion that we make a payment for one water plant autoclave steam sterilizer to Granger Industries, located on Grossbeck Highway in Warren, in the amount of $1,843.70.
Second.
Discussion?
I noticed a huge cost difference between Granger and the other two bidders. The other two are pretty close, but Granger, I mean, it's not just cheaper, it's a lot cheaper. we sure it's a high enough quality compared to the other two? What is the big, I mean, we're talking, $2,600 difference in cost.
Councilman Bembas, the water plant superintendent, did research all three of these different autoclave steam sterilizers, and he has recommended the Granger Industry one. I do know that sometimes when companies are very busy, they will give a higher bid, and if someone is willing to pay that, then they're happy to provide that service. And Granger Industries is local also, it's over in Warren, so.
Right. Thank you.
Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Bembas?
Yes.
Mr. Blair?
Yes.
Mr. Gillis?
Yes.
Mr. Martin?
Yes.
Mrs. Meldrum?
Yes.
Mayor Stoneburner?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next, we're being asked to approve a license agreement for 5G wireless installations on public structures. May I have a motion, please?
I make a motion to approve the license agreement for wireless installation on public structures between the City of Algonac and Singular Wires LLC, and direct the city manager to sign the contract on behalf of the city.
Support.
Discussion?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
How many poles or sites are we talking about? Do you know
That was
roughly?
my question, it says public structure, so it doesn't necessarily have to be a pole, it could be a building or something else, is that correct?
It's
Yeah.
usually on poles, though.
It typically is located on a pole, it could be located on the water tower. They are required to submit a plan for each installation. So they haven't done a complete engineering study yet, but once we know, they will be submitting a plan and getting a permit for each one that they do install.
And my understanding, this is a non-exclusive license agreement, so other companies could come to us as well.
That is correct, Mayor
Okay.
Stoneburner.
And $20 annually and $125 for location of a pole, that's kind of the going rate for
Yes.
different cities.
Mhm.
And we have the right to tell them that they can't go.
Yes. If we don't like the location, or it's not aesthetically pleasing, or it's inconvenient for perhaps one of our public buildings, then we can tell them, no, they can't put it at that location.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right. Next, we're being asked to approve purchase of 2019, 2020 road salt in the amount of, you wanted me to, there are no water expenditures this time. In the amount of $16,205.50. May I have a motion, please?
I move that we approve the purchase of road salt from Detroit Salt Company, whose address is 12841 Sanders Street, Detroit, at a cost of $16,205.50.
Support.
Discussion?
I'm just curious, each county is charged a different fee per ton. Would anybody know why?
I believe it's a mileage thing, from what I understand, to the city. I could be correct on that.
I just happened to notice it.
I would think that it would be delivery.
Did your
It's probably based on the bulk, the number of tons that you are purchasing, so the higher number of tons, the less
Okay,
per
so,
unit cost.
okay,
would
I just was,
typically-
it just was,
So
I
some
don't just-
communities obviously need a lot more than we do, so.
right, I know it's a state, so I just was wondering, but like I just noticed the price, that the discrepancy goes per county, so.
And one of the things that I like that we are involved in, as well as other communities in Michigan, is we can go through the My Deal program for so many things. And so the state has already done the bidding and figured out what the costs would be for the local units to purchase things. And it saves us a lot of money than us going out to different vendors for this.
Oh, I definitely agree.
Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Blair?
Yes.
Mr. Gillis?
Yes.
Mr. Martin?
Yes.
Mrs. Meldrum?
Yes.
Mayor Stoneburner?
Yes.
Mr. Bembas?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next, we're being asked to approve our accounts payable and payroll in the amount of $2,343,602.57. May I have a motion, please?
I make the motion to approve accounts payable and payroll in the amount of $2,343,602.57 as presented.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Gillis?
Yes.
Mr. Martin?
Yes.
Mrs. Meldrum?
Yes.
Mayor Stoneburner?
Yes.
Mr. Bembas?
Yes.
Mr. Blair?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Mrs. Gerstenberg, what's up for our next agenda?
We will have the adoption of the water ordinance amendment that was introduced this evening. And we have hopefully our very last high water invoices. And we will have an invoice for the boarding up of one of the homes in the city that was foreclosed on by the county.
Okay. May I ask if that home is on Mill Street? Is that the one you're talking
You
about?
are correct.
Okay, thank you. All right, council comment. Let's start with Councilman Blair.
Good evening. Thanks everybody for coming out. Mark, appreciate your concerns. Thanks for coming up with those. Just trying to be more diligent about the skate park, of course. Got a big month coming up here, I think, with a lot of Halloween things going on. I don't know all the dates and times, but I'm sure Halloween Bembas will fill you in there.
Yeah.
I think there's a pierogi dinner coming up as well. Mike's probably got the dates on that, so instead of me talking so much, I'll just let Mike talk about it. So thanks again for coming up, guys, and have a great night.
Mayor Pro Tem Gillis.
Hello, everybody. Mark and the skate park group, thank you all very much for what you guys did over there. It's looking great. Greatly appreciate it. It's amazing. We had a meeting last night of the service organization leaders, and if you can't find something to do in Algonac, you're not looking, because there is so much going on now. It's great. It's great that there's this much happening. With that, have a great night.
First I want to say congratulations to Mr. Blair for the big gala on Saturday. Right? This last Saturday?
Sorry, lost me.
Friday, never mind, Friday.
Oh, I'm sorry. My daughter got married, yes.
Congratulations.
He forgot.
Yeah.
I did. I knew where he was going.
Yeah, I'm a lot lighter on the right side over here. Thanks, Mike.
The worst part is he was looking for a package at the post office and they sent to the wrong place.
Yeah.
Not Algonac.
I got Saturday.
Okay. We do have a lot going on. October 18th is our Halloween ball, dance, whatever you want to call it. Everybody's got tickets to sell. Hope you can come there to VFW. I got tickets, Rocky's got tickets, Terry's got tickets, Denise has tickets. Everybody's got tickets, so buy some tickets. It's going to be a blast. Amy Meals is handling the food, and I convinced my wife to go in the basement and pick up the decorations we're not using, and we're going to decorate VFW Hall. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Prizes for best costume.
You're not bringing everything you're not using.
Not everything. Not everything. We have to rent a truck. On October 19th, Halloween Day in Algonac, we're going to start with the skate park jam. Is that what you want to call it?
Yeah.
And Mark's gonna be there, refereeing the kids and all that. Great way to get some money to pay for all the improvements. I do want to thank Lumberjack for donating the paint, and the post office for donating some water, and all the people behind the scenes working on it. And then at 1 o'clock, we'll have the lineup for the kids. Well, it's everything all parade. It can be kids, it can be golf carts, it can be bikes, four-wheelers, whatever, dressed up. We're going to meet at Scoreboard and More and have a little parade for everybody. From there, we'll meet at Smithfield. We got a whole bunch of games. Rocky's doing a maze. His wife is singing karaoke. My daughter's going to have a pumpkin thing for the kids to pick. Historical Society's involved. Dr. Megan, Dr. Brady will be there, a whole bunch of people. Everybody's gonna be there with games for the kids, and the kids are gonna win at everything. Then at 3 o'clock, we have duck races. Now, the Chamber of Commerce used to do duck races, and we're doing the duck races again. $5 a ticket, same people have the tickets if you wanna buy them. The money we get from the duck race is gonna pay for all the candy, that we're gonna hand out, and, if you wanted to, this would be the perfect place to open up a dentistry, because we're gonna hand out a lot of candy on the 19th, and then, of course, at 6 o'clock, at my house, it's the Halloween home tour. We have already decorated the inside. We started late this year. We didn't really get going until April, but the house is finished on the inside. We have special spider webbing coming to start on the outside next week once the boat comes out of the water. So we got a lot of good stuff. I'll let somebody else talk about Pierogi Fest. I can't talk about it all. Okay? Thank you, everybody.
Councilman Meldrum, or Councilwoman Meldrum, I apologize.
It's okay. I've been called worse. I just wanna thank everybody for being here tonight, and I'm glad to be here myself.
We're glad to have you here.
Thank you. Councilman Martin?
I also want to thank those that worked on the skate park. Mark, very instrumental in what happened there. And it was nice to hear about the very young ones that participated and wanted to help. And yes, they need to be congratulated. And it's now looking structurally sound, and the city helped in that. And painting, it's primered and then gonna be, have the artist work. But
Yep. And I also wanna touch too, that I forgot, not to interrupt, my father also came out there and put down 500 screws himself the first day. My dad's health isn't the greatest, but he was out there in the sun all day. And he also came back the next day and did about another 200. So, and that was by himself. I was staying, he was doing it by himself and no one else there, but just wanna make sure he gets noticed for that as well.
so thank you.
Well, I too want to thank Mark for leading the way on this, and the kids of Elginak that work there with you. Mark has been quite a mentor for our kids, and they're going to carry that on into life. And when they see that happen and they live being mentored, they will become the mentors in years to come, and I'm really happy that, so this will be ongoing. I'm very pleased. Next Saturday, we have the Walk for Valor. It's a 5K walk. It's for the VFW, and they provide financial support for local veteran groups. Registration's at 9 o'clock, but you can pick up your registration form early right now. I know I picked mine up the other day at the VFW, and the walk is from 10 to noon that day. I hope everybody can come out for that. And then on September 5th, Chief Joe Doan and I attended the Great Lakes Levels informational meeting, and I know Bill Graytop was there as well. We heard from several different experts in the field, from the Army Corps of Engineers, meteorologists from NOAA, people from MSU and U of M, and there actually is one organization that I know of in the state of Michigan where MSU and U of M work together on it. And they're not butting heads on anything, but they are working on things, and it's for shoreline preservation. Thank Justin Westmiller for all he did to help bring that in the MSU extension. We learned a lot. A lot is just speculation for next year, but they talked about all the different things that go into determining the water levels, the predictions. But the bottom line is we're held hostage by the weather. It just depends on if we're gonna have a wet fall, whether it's gonna be a dry, calm winter, and whether we're gonna have a dry spring. And the odds of all three of those things happening, I don't think are really great, so I have a feeling we'll have high water next year is kind of the bottom line. It's just we don't know how high. One of the things that I'm gonna share with everybody, because I'm gonna show my ignorance when I was there, the water that comes from Lake Superior through the locks and down into the lower lakes It goes to Lake Michigan and Lake Huron. But the water in Lake Huron comes by here in Algonac, and I didn't realize that. I don't know where I missed that in science class growing up. But all that water, most of it, very little goes into Illinois or the Illinois River. Very little goes that way. Most of it comes right by our shoreline. And so we get a lot of water coming by here. And they also have to look at our Great Lakes, and they look at it as an ocean because they're so large. It's not considered like an inland lake where you'd look at it has just different dynamics, and it's so hard to make predictions. But please, don't give Corey Blair your sand yet. Keep your sandbags. You need to have that for next year. But it was very interesting. There were some people from Algonac there. Anyone from the county could have come, or anywhere, really. It was an open forum. But they talked a lot about preserving the shoreline and what we can do. And I'm not sure with being on the river if we can do things like that, but it's something we may want to look into in the future. So it was really great to be there. We came back with a lot of information. And just be safe this winter. Be safe with your boats out there. You don't want to lose your property, your boats out in your boathouses and things. I know Bill Graytop, our county commissioner, has talked to us before several times, is that you may want to rethink where you're keeping your boats this winter. You might not want to keep them in the boathouse. You might want to be on dry land somewhere because you don't know what that ice is going to do through the winter. So, and on a happier note, it's nice day. Water's not up, water's going down. But with that, I want to thank everybody for coming out, and can I have a motion to adjourn?
I would like to make that motion to adjourn, but before I do, one quick thing, I forgot, I think. Do we have the last slow roll of the year tomorrow?
Oh, we do.
No, it's not the last one, it's Thursday, leaves from Johnny.
That's what I meant, I'm sorry, it's Thursday. We have a slow roll on Thursday. We're meeting at Johnny Legas. Everybody's welcome at 6 o'clock, Ron?
Meet there at 6, we'll be rolling by 6:30.
6 o'clock at Legas, we'll be rolling at 6:30. I had it written down, but I got swayed away by the Mike Bembas Halloween party, so my apologies, I just wanted to bring that up, but if it's okay with you now, I will adjourn.
No, because I forgot to talk about the Pierogi Fest. Pierogi Fest is October 8th. It's Tuesday evening at the VFW Hall. The doors open at 5. It goes till 9, I think it is. And we have the Polka Kings going. Kielbasa Kings, I was close. Kielbasa Kings are going to entertain us. We have Polish dancers, and food will be catered by the
Polish Village Cafe.
I always forget the village part though.
From Hamtramck.
From Hamtramck it's coming in, so we're gonna have authentic food. So any of us have tickets, please see us. We'd love to have you come out there, and we'll have a lot of fun.
Doja.
Whatever you say. And with that, may I have a motion to adjourn?
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? We're adjourned. Notice we didn't have any discussion. No. We did try it. 9 roll calls tonight, that's a lot.
So, this resolution is going to count.
Yeah, no, it's for me.